Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and TheFoat.com. With your hosts, Diana Might, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, Alex Roggio, Bob Beck, Bryant Layton, with Donnie Couch and Dar Hawthorne.
That's right. Here we go. Speed Scene Live. My name is Lucky. I've got the beautiful, the talented Hot Rod Bob Beck right over here. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, and of course, Diana Might in all her splendor. Diana Might, welcome back to the show.
Glad to be here, Lucky.
Gonna be a quiet
You'll get yours later.
And of course, Bruce Barker, he's in charge of the knobs, the switches, the controls. He knows how to plug it in, baby.
Plug it in. Wait, that's an air freshener. That's not what you're talking about.
That's all he'll be talking about.
Oh, well, we are a little bit crusty from being out at the patch. That's the Bakersfield Famoso Auto Club Raceway. We are at the Hot Rod Reunion. We're going to tell you all about that tonight. I'm showing some great footage of NMCA Pro Mods. Here's Joe Lapone taking on that guy. Yeah, I know that guy. Like I said, I'm still a little crusty, a little worn out from hanging out in the bleachers. But we are going to talk about the NMCA, which is this weekend at Fontana. You'll be able to see cars just like this, and it's going to be great. The weather's going to be perfect, the track is perfect, and there's going to be tons of exciting race action. So come on down, see the fastest pro mods in the country, plus Outlaw 10.5, Drag Radio, of course bracket cars, Hedman Nostalgia Street Car, the Curry whatever. But hey, and any racers that are coming out, don't pull into the main entrance. They want you to enter off of that gate 7 that's around the corner. So if you've ever been to the track before, you know where to go. If you hadn't, just drive around the corner. I think it's San Bernardino Road, and you'll see gate 7, and you'll pull in, and you'll go down, and that's where you're going to enter. So if you pull in the main gate, they're just going to make you turn around. Right, Dynamite?
Right, Lucky. And we want to say a special thanks out to everybody at that Fontana track, because we know we're going to have a great time next weekend. Right, Lucky?
That's right.
We also want to let everybody know that we entered the March meet online at TheFoat.com. Make sure you do this. This has the full feature of race entries. You can enter online, and when you get to the track, they actually give you your tech card. That's all you have to do. If you want to race...
Yeah?
Yeah, well, this race, it always sells out, so you might want to enter at TheFoat.com and enter now. When we entered, gosh, it must be at least 3 weeks ago, it was already 25% sold out.
Wow.
Yep. So... they also determine where you're going to park by when you sign up. So, hey, we're going to have a killer parking space. You better make sure you sign up now so you can have a great spot as well. Buy your racer entry and also your crew passes at TheFoat.com. Of course, you can also buy your spectator tickets there as well. Go to TheFoat, FOAT.com.
Hey, Dynamite, I'm talking on the crew updater on TheFoat.com, and Oceanside Imports said, I bought my tickets already. Thanks, Diana Might.
Right. Good for them. You know what, then? I bet you they're going to have a good pit spot, too. Hey, you don't want to get stuck out in the boonies. Come on. Get online. Get your ticket before everybody else.
And don't forget about the Kenny Youngblood free giveaway. He's going to... he has going on, and it's worth over $5,500.
How much?
$5,500. Count them. $5,500.
That's
we
nice
need
stuff.
some sound effects in the background. Bruce. Come on, There, thank you.
There we go. You got it now.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is sign up for his free Fuel
Slap that
Coop
boy in line.
website. That's www.fuelcoop.com. You get his magazine. It's great. It's chock full of some great stuff. And tonight we're also going to be talking to Ron Fleming from the VW race. It's going to be happening at Irwindale this week. I think it's going to be his big spooktacular event.
Spooktacular?
Spooktacular. It's
Ooh,
Halloween.
Yeah,
It's
we like Ron.
spooktacular.
He's a great guy.
And I'm going to be there too, so it's going to be great.
You're the announcer, right?
I am the announcer for this spooktacular event. All the V-dubs, all day long. It's going to be show, shine, racing, swap meet, manufacturers, midway. It's going to be
And
chock
when
full
is
of it.
that?
It's this Sunday.
This Sunday. So
Yeah.
I guess if you've got Pro Mods, you're going to be at Fontana. If you got a VW, you're going to be at Irwindale, huh?
That's right. That's what it's going to be. And then don't forget, we're going to be talking about the legendary artist Bob McCoy, who just passed away a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, so that'll be on the show tonight.
That will be tonight, yes.
All right, November 29th, as
well,
long
wait
as
a
we're
minute.
looking ahead.
Hey, Bob, that's what you're going to be talking about, Bob?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
November 29th, the calendar points this way. Match Race Madness at Verona. It's the California track just a little bit south of the studios here. It's the Thanksgiving weekend happening. So enjoy Thursday with the family. That's Thanksgiving, of course. And then come on down to the track for Heads Up Racing
Hey,
on Saturday. Oh,
Bruce, I'm bringing those guys into the studio so we can do a little trash talking live on air
you're
before we go
kidding.
down. Yeah, I talked to him today. I said, well, you could come in and sit in the studio. Of course, you'll have to sit a little bit behind me, just like when we race.
Oh, hey, he's a lot bigger than you. Like, he's going to slap you around a little bit. He might do that on the track, too.
You going to put a delay on the microphone?
yeah.
Oh, there's so many things we can do.
I know. So many, Bob. Hey, you know what? We started a motor project here at Speed Scene Live TV called Project 406 with Paul Williams Specialties, and we're going to be doing weekly updates like some of the images you're seeing now on this high-performance build with the small block 406 Chevy motor from block to strip. And I can't wait for that part. Follow along, see the motor come together, and then watch it go down the track. Lucky, what are we looking at right now?
Well, we've got some SCE gaskets. We're putting some copper head gaskets on because we're using a lot of compression, and we want them to seal. We're using dart heads, and Paul is prepping the block. He's got the block done right now. He's actually getting ready to assemble the bottom end. So he's going to start putting the crank and the rods.
So like these heads, Lucky, they came out of a box, but he's taking them apart and checking everything on them, right?
That's right. He does. He says he doesn't trust any heads the way they are.
I was
He
like,
wants.
oh, those heads are fine. They're brand new. Put them right on. And they're like, Paul's like, no. Even right out of the box, he wants to go ahead and check and measure and make sure everything is accurate on these heads, which, you know what, not every engine builder out there is going to do for you.
Well, that's what's great about Paul Williams Specialties, and you could check out his website at pwspecialties.com, or you could call him at 661-864-1632. You know, the thing about Paul is he's real meticulous, and he says, you could take something apart and find a problem and fix it before it becomes a problem.
So he'll pull the keepers off the valves and, pull the springs off, pull the valves out.
Check all the
clearance.
springs,
Yeah.
make sure the weight's correct.
Yeah.
Make sure the valves are sealing good. And,
Nice.
we'll get it. Go ahead and get it going. We might even do a couple, little upgrades, maybe some titanium retainers or keepers.
Well, I'm excited. I want to have this up and ready for the March meet. And, I don't want to go too fast. I want to stay in the 10s, but I want to be in those very low 10s again. That's very exhilarating to get in your car and do that.
I'm voting for going too fast.
You
Because you
think?
can always slow it down.
You think?
Yeah, short
well,
shifted.
yeah. I just don't want to cage that car. It is original SS, so I got to keep it in the 10s and not drop down in the 9s.
We should
Stop.
we could have a match race between you and Alex now.
Now that's true
Well,
match
there
race
you go.
madness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Keep talking about that, Bob.
Well, once again, pwspecialties.com. That's where you can check out Paul Williams. But tonight we are going to talk to Bobby Cottrell, and we've actually got some video of him racing at the NMCA way back at Pomona. Let's let Donnie Couch tell us a little bit about that.
All right, speed scene favorite, Bobby Cottrell, the front engine dragster. Of course, runner-up at the March meet. Here he is today. Wow, a lot of power out of that Chevy powered dragster. What a great burnout. The fans are going nuts up here today. Of course, the JT, John Turk dragster out of Whittier, California. Yeah, some of my local homeboys from Whittier. That's why they're our favorite. But they got the Speed Scene Live sticker on their car. You put one on yours, and we'll follow your career. Okay, so it's going to be a new Camaro against the dragster. Of course, Bobby, the 7.0 Pro car when he runs up at the March meet in the Heritage Series. Trying to stay consistent here. He's doing some wheel racing here. So we got a dragster against the Camaro. Interesting racing. Let's see what Bobby comes up with. Pulls it up into the stage beams. Wings the throttle. Camaro's pre-stage. Bobby Cottrell pre-stage. Bobby's in. Camaro's in. Wow, 701, 194 miles an hour for Bobby. Giant wheel stand now, the Camaro. Donnie Couch here with Speed Scene Live. This weekend, we're at the NMCA at Pomona, California, and we run across local Whittier boy and Speed Scene Live favorite, Bobby Cottrell. Bobby, 7.0 Pro car out here. Made a few runs today. How you feeling about your laps?
Good. The first two were kind of sluggish, but we tuned it up a little bit. Went 697 at 194 miles an hour. We're going to tune it up a little more to try to be at the top half of the field, so we'll have a little bit better chance at who we run tomorrow. So we're just going to hang on and try to do what we do.
Of course, the Turk Brothers dragster got to the finals of the March meet. Could have won it. He was dominating the field. Broken input shaft out there?
Yep, we broke an input shaft. The semifinals went 7-0-0 with an O, and I wanted to shut it off early, but I was appointed to do otherwise. And we went to the final round, broke an input shaft in the final. We went 060 to his 098 light, so it was over with at the tree, but the other team deserved it obviously more than we did, so we're just going to keep on trying what we do, you know.
Appointed to do otherwise. That would be from Mr. JT, who owns the car, so I'd be following his direction too. But hey, Bobby, it's great to have you on the show, and we wish you luck, and we'll be following your rounds the rest of the day.
I appreciate it, Donnie. Hopefully we'll light the earth on fire for you this next pass.
All right, it's Bobby Cottrell and 7.0 Pro car, and we're live at the NMCA, Pomona, California.
Well, that was at the NMCA Pomona, but now we're the show right after the NHRA Hot Rod Reunion 2004. Dynamite, why don't you bring our guest on?
Let's go to line one and
10 years.
welcome Bobby. Bobby, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Hi, guys. How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing great. Congratulations. You did a wonderful job this past weekend.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Now, Bobby, we were just showing an interview we did with you out at the NMCA, and you know, the car looks good, the car's running good, and I noticed you compete in that 7.0 Pro. The car's always dialed in, but you actually had two cars, and we're showing a video right now of the black car right now. Tell us a little bit about that car.
The black car is actually my personal car. I just kind of got a bunch of junk around the shop and put it together for myself.
I got to learn how to do that.
And you know, it kind of worked out. One of my buddies didn't have a ride this year for the Hot Rod Reunion, so I thought I would just put it back together and let him take it down the track a couple of times, and he ended up going all the way.
Nice.
But
nice.
It's been a pretty good car so far. So
now, this last weekend was a special weekend because Bob was telling me that there was only like a 1-point difference for the championship.
Yeah, we were kind of under the gun. We didn't do, you know, we started off with a new combination this year in the silver car. So I was kind of off pace from the beginning of the year, but I finally pulled my stuff together and, you know, got the job done, thank God. But the other two guys that were ahead of me before this race, I mean, they just kicked some butt this year, so they made it that much harder for me. But the gods were on our side, so I'm glad for that.
And this was kind of a special weekend because your whole family was there, the wife and the little kids, and you got I think Bruce even has a winner's circle photo that shows your son right there with you holding up. You guys are holding up all the Wallies.
Yeah, my wife hasn't been able to come to the races just because we've been traveling, and she's got a job and stuff, and you know, my kids are kind of young, but now they're growing up and they want to be around Daddy, thank God. So we, you know, she took some time off, and that was really made it real special for them to be out there, and especially because we took home the championship, so it was really nice to have them there.
Now, Bobby, you had a killer day. You had qualified high in the status of qualifying, and then in the first round, you took out one of your tight competitors there for the top spot.
Yeah, I wanted to go out there and qualify, you know, up at the number 1 or 2 spot. Normally we do that a lot, but I wanted to qualify somewhere to where we could get, you know, either the 1 or 2 guy, and you know, hopefully at that time we would take him out. You know, that's kind of what we did last year at the final race, and it worked out. So I was hoping it would have worked out this way, you know, this year, and it actually did. So, like I said, the racing gods were on our side, and I had a pretty special angel on my side this year too. So it ended up working out.
Now, have you got sponsors, or have you got people that help? I know you got a lot of team members, and I know that, Mr. John Turk, JT's very big part of your team.
Yeah, John Turk's the owner of the Silver Car. I can't even say enough about him. He's helped me since I was, 21 years old. And, you know, like I said, I just can't thank him enough. He just kind of hangs in there with me and gives me free rein at what I do on that car. And, you know, if it needs something, he's right there to get it, and it's just kind of worked out. And, you know, as far as I drive A Fuel too. We took home that Wally too. And, you know, the owner of that, Tom Archibald and Brenda Archibald, I mean, they are just, they're saints, man. They work their butts off. You wouldn't think, as hard as they work, you wouldn't think they're the age they are. You know what I'm saying? I always tell Tom he moves around like he's a 25-year-old, you know. But they do what they do, and we have an excellent crew. I can't, you know, everybody, you know, is praising me and stuff, but I'm not the one that should be praised. I'm just a monkey that hits the gas pedal. They're the ones that actually, you know, do the hard work and you know, get the cars ready to go and you know, in the shape they're in. So as far as that goes, I'm hats off to them. I'm not even their league. Like I said, I just hit the gas pedal.
Well, you know,
You're driving 2 different classes. How do you adjust from one car to the next?
You know what? A lot of people ask that. I mean, it's just kind of I don't know. It's just something clicks in my head, and you know, thank God, you know, it's worked out. But you know, actually at this race, I was kind of, you know, I'm not going to say overwhelmed, but I had a lot going on with having all 3 cars there. But actually, one of my good buddies, Jerry Coomer, was out there, and between the final rounds, he kind of stopped me and he's like, "Hey, look," he's all, "take a deep breath." He's all, "Take a drink of water." He's all, "You're going to go A Fuel racing now." He's all, "You won the championship. Your black car won the event." He's all, "You're gonna kick some butt in the A Fuel car now." And after that, I mean, something clicked in my head to where it was all business after that. So it, like I said, it was on my side. You know, it was on all of my crew's side that this weekend, and I'm just glad. I'm glad I was able to represent our team and our family the way we did. You know.
Well, in addition to John Turk, you've got a young lady that backs up the car and works on the car and helps you guys with the cars all the time.
Yeah, Jackie's I call her my right-hand man, but she's a woman. But she works her butt off. She's kind of, throughout anything, you know, even if it's mowing the darn lawn, she's right there. You know, if I ask her for help, she's right there with me. You know what I'm saying? So I think everybody at the track knows her by now, and I couldn't do anything without her. So hats off to her too. I mean, she needs a lot of credit for the way those cars run. So I can't say nothing but good stuff about Jackie.
Now, you got a shop in Whittier somewhere. Tell us a little bit about your shop.
Yeah, my shop's named BC Performance. We build race cars on hot rods. We do a lot of street rod stuff. I do motors, transmissions, differentials, fabrication, basically anything but body and paint and electrical. You know, we just try to help out all the racers, you know, for whatever they need, and you know, just do the best job we can. And the difference between our shop and others is I actually test the parts before I put them on my customers' cars. You know, there's nothing, you know, as you know, Scott and Diana, you go out, you don't want to go out and break apart, or just, you know, there's so many there's a million things that go wrong and only a couple things that go right on the drag strip, as you guys know.
Yeah.
And we try to test all of our stuff before we put it on our customers' stuff. So my business is doing, it's done me well. So I'm just trying to hang in there with this tough economy, and hopefully these wins and stuff will show people our stuff works.
Well, you guys always do good. Your numbers are great. You earned every win, and you did a great job out there, not just in 7.0 Pro and not just in A Fuel, but you won the championship, which meant you had 3 Wallies coming home with you after that weekend. That's a good weekend.
Yeah, it was definitely a good weekend for sure. I'm gonna remember this for the rest of my life. That's for sure.
Bobby, congratulations from all of us here at Speed Scene Live, and we want to thank you because you always run Speed Scene Live stickers on your cars, and we really appreciate it. And congratulations, we're so happy you did so well.
I appreciate it. I just want to give a shout out to everybody at Good Vibrations. They've been helping me. With a lot of stuff. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have half the parts on the cars. They would probably fall apart without them.
Right.
But also the people at BTE Transmissions, L&R Machine, and DJ Safety. They're just, all those guys have been kind of helping us out through the years, and I'm kind of in debt to everybody. So I just really appreciate all their input and their help.
Great, good job. Bobby, thanks a lot. Great talking to you, and we'll see you out at the track.
Alrighty, we'll see you guys out there.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bobby mentioned Good Vibrations.
Yeah.
Good Vibrations announced that they are now the title sponsor for the 2015 March meet.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yeah, so they're supporting nostalgia racing. They're involved in a big way. So Good Vibrations are some good guys that are really involved in what's going on out there.
Yeah, Jim Mayer's a racer. He drove Sifka for many years, was a Sifka champion in a funny car, and he knows what parts work, and he only sells the best stuff.
That's great. It's great to have him involved and part of the Bakersfield scenery. Bob,
yes,
you were talking about a gentleman that recently passed away. Tell us about that.
Well,
wait. Before you do, I guess we need to take a commercial break.
Why don't we do that?
I'm sorry about that. I almost forgot. But
there's just too much action.
There's too much going on. Let's get
is.
those commercials out of the way. We come right back with Hot Rod Bob Beck and the Great American Auto Scene.
Hi, I'm Tommy Ivo. When I'm not busy writing my book, which really took some time to do, I'm watching Speed Scene Live.
At Aeromotive, we believe that performance means reliability, longevity, and durability. Being the best is no secret. By utilizing aerospace processes, procedures, technology, in-house engineering, true applications knowledge, and 3 generations of track experience, it's easy to see why we're the best. We take great pride in the fact that everything we sell, we design and make in the USA. See our entire line of fuel pumps and related products by logging on to aeromotiveinc.com. Aeromotive. We know it, we race it, we live it.
60 years. That's a long time for a company to do any one thing. Doing it right while sticking to your founding values. Now that takes hard work and dedication. For 60 years, Hedman's all-American workforce has been devoted to manufacturing the very best headers any team of craftsmen can build. That's 60 years of cutting, 60 years of bending, 60 years of welding, more than 2 million in all. And every set made right here at home. At Hedman Headers, we build all American horsepower, then back it up for life. Hedman Headers, made in the USA.
I'm Robert Height, driver of the Auto Club Ford Mustang Funny Car, and you're watching Speed Scene Live.
Welcome back to Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and thefote.com.
Here we are. I guess that means it's Tuesday night. I'm Bruce Barker. There's Diana Might. There's Lucky Hudson. There's Hot Rod Bob Beck. And Bob, I know you got another whaling fast Great American Auto Scene lined up for tonight.
You bet. Hi, I'm Hot Rod Bob Beck, and you've got gas tonight on Speed Scene Live. You know, just a few weeks ago, we lost one of the greats in hot rodding. Now, not only hot rodding, but racing. Bob McCoy started out racing sprint cars and jalopies on the dirt tracks, was one of the top drivers down in the San Diego area, and even got as far as getting a ride at Indianapolis with J.C. Agajanian, but an injury in another crash caused him to miss that, and he never really got back in the swing of things. But Bob McCoy was a prime subject for hot rodding and racing and all sorts of things, and he built hot rods as well. So not only did he race the cars, he was an artist in oil and in ink, and he also built and drove race cars. Now, this is one of the sprint cars he had. And this, yeah, and I loved his art. I've got about 6 or 7 of his pieces up on the wall at my house, and this one is great. He calls this the First Date Dilemma. And I look at this car, and it reminds me so much of Rod Hines' T.
What does it say in the little balloon?
Weren't you the one who said it never rains in California? I think that's a dog in the back seat, too.
Yeah, it is. And in all his artwork where there's a woman in there, it's always him with his wife, Lynn.
Oh.
So it's kind of neat in that and there it is again. You know, drive safely, keep your eyes on the road, and there's Lynn's long hair in his eyes.
Jeez.
And he did these. Now, this particular piece was in the auction at the Hot Rod Reunion this year, and I didn't bid enough, so I missed out on it. But what I'm going to do is we're going to give you the website a little bit later on. Lynn is still selling the prints and such that she has, and that is one.
Nice.
This is reminiscent of his days driving jalopies, and there he is at the old Gilmore Stadium, as he calls it, and it's a little out of shape. I mean, you're supposed to kick the thing out, but you can see the expression that he's slightly saying there.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Even the steering column is bent over to handle where his body is. Right?
Yeah, and he's a little crossed up. So his artwork was reminiscent of his actual experiences. Now, this one you take a look at, and it's a nice old hot rod, and I don't remember what the statement was on this one, but this is just one cool hot rod, and he did that. Here's Bob again, crossed up, taking that little sprint car. This is an old Champ car, and you can see there's a lot of difference between sprint cars today and what they were back then. Look at the safety. The roll bar isn't as high as his helmet. And Bob was a tall guy, too.
Wow. The safety or lack thereof.
Yeah, lack thereof. They did have seat belts.
Now, where did he primarily pound this car? What tracks was local?
Down in San Diego.
Okay.
And I believe the name of the track was El Cajon.
Oh.
Well, Balboa Stadium, actually, in San Diego. And he was driving jalopies. Even in his teens, he started driving. Then he moved on to the midgets and the sprint cars. And before signing a contract, as I said, for Indianapolis 500 in the early 60s, but he was critically injured and did not make it. Now, there he is with, look at that, Jay Leno with dark hair.
Wow. Wow, he looks so weird like that.
So young.
Yeah. Yeah, so Leno's been, we know Leno's been a car guy for years, and he's holding a piece of Bob McCoy art. Now, Bob did not just do drawings, he did sculptures as well.
Wow.
And tin plates, and this
That
is
looks
one
like
of them.
is that a motorcycle with
It's a
Jay
motorcycle.
Leno on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an Indian motorcycle. If you look at the rider's an Indian chief.
That's true.
Yeah.
With Jay going home, man.
Hey, Jay, yeah.
Things are happening to me that are bad.
Now, this is a book all about Bob. It was written by someone with the forward by Parnelli Jones. It shows his artwork, and some of it is not just automobiles. Mm-hmm. But this book is still available while they still are around, and Lynn's got them. You can go on their website. We'll give you that in a little bit.
Is that your
and
car
you
on the front there, Bob?
No, that's actually Bob's, and I used that as the inspiration for the flames on mine.
Oh,
and
did you?
I even got Bob to take a look at mine, and he, said, "Well, yeah, that is kind of." Although I don't have the red in the front, I've got the red in the back. Mm-hmm. But what Bob did was kind of unique. He did the flames, and instead of masking off where the color changes were, he actually color sanded until he got them to the shades and to the positions that he wanted them.
That's a little more dangerous.
A little more dangerous and a lot more effort, and he did that himself. That car was on the cover of Hot Rod magazine. We've got some of that showing up.
Did he do that after the head injury?
You never know. Now this is one of the ones that I've got at home, and it's it shows all the hot rods, and I got a feeling those are the hot rods he's owned.
Well, that would make sense because that Ford, the black Ford with the flame jobs in the upper left.
That's it. His up on top. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's Lynn, always there with him. And there's that dog that was in the rain. Remember?
That's right, the same dog, and it looks like it has Arden heads on that flag.
Yeah, it looks that way, and that's quite possible for Bob. He was a consummate hot rodder, owned over 30 hot rods. And then, this is another one, first date dilemma.
Yeah.
There's the car broken down on the side of the road, and again, there he is, and that's a good representation of him and Lynn looking down, watching him work on the car because they're stuck on the side of the road.
Well,
yeah, there's Bob, and this is at one of the Good Guys shows down in Del Mar, and you can see the picture in the background also has his 40 Ford.
Oh, yeah, the framed one, the red on the...
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I've got that one too. And there he is in all his glory when he was just a teen, and there's the actual car he built.
Some sort of Nerf-style bumper on the front there.
Yeah, I remember California required a front bumper, so he made a very stylistic Nerf bar bumper combination. Met all the requirements. There's the cover of Hot Rod, one of the early issues of Hot Rod.
Wow.
And Bob built this car back in 1953.
That looks like one of those magazines, the tiny ones before they went full size.
One of the little pages is what they called. And Trend Publishing was, I believe, what Peterson called him, his company before it became Peterson Publishing.
It was Trend.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay, you're right, because it lists it up at the top there. Trend book, 75 cents for that Hot Rod magazine.
Ooh, that was a lot of money. You could get a hamburger and a milkshake for that.
You could.
You go to McDonald's, 19-cent hamburgers, and I think it's 25 cents or 19 cents also for the drink, and then I remember going to McDonald's on a date, and I could spend less than $10, and we ate great.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You can even $10 now. It'd take you a long way at McDonald's.
Almost.
I don't know. Like you said the other day, you went there to buy a hamburger, and it was $5 for one hamburger.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
A quarter pounder.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
He thought, no, I don't want the whole meal. They're like, no, that's just the burger.
Yeah.
See, times have changed. Maybe it's that minimum wage problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, McDonald's makes all that money. Of course, they don't employ anybody because the stores are independent. That's it.
Yeah. Well, sure. I mean, anybody. Let's not get into that.
What about the artist? What about the artist?
The Bob McCoy. Now, we've got the website. Can you pull that up there, Bruce?
Now, you're saying that there is some art work for sale.
That's right.
Sorry,
his website is still active. Lynn is monitoring that, and she's got the prices for the pictures, and all the prices do include the shipping. So check it out. Go there. It's got a little bit of history of Bob as well.
Okay, well, let me ask you.
Yes.
I mean, Bob, talking about Bob, was Bob and Lynn married for a long time?
Very long time. As far as I know, 30 to 40 plus years.
Wow. So this is her being depicted in this, and I noticed the dogs and stuff. His work kind of represented his life in a big way.
And she was always with him. And I can remember at the Good Guys events, and he did all the West Coast Good Guys events. She was always there in the booth with him. They never left each other's side. So they were a great couple.
Man, what a talented artist.
Yeah, he was.
He's great.
And he could do authentic art. I mean, real high-class, accurate art.
Yeah.
But he is more known in our realm of the world for the cartoonish type stuff. And like I said, I've got about 7 of his prints up on the wall. And one of the things I do is every time I'd see Bob at a different show, I'd get a different one. And they're on my wall. I've got them framed, and they line my hallway at my house.
So you go to bobmccoyart.com, and you can see some of the artwork and a whole lot of info about Bob.
That's right.
I would assume probably
ordering information.
Oh, yeah, sure. And I would assume somewhere on this website would be, we saw a book earlier.
Yes, and that book is available in limited quantities. I know I've got to get my check down to Lynn so I can get one of them as well. But now this is one of the sculptures. That's not a real car.
Wow.
That's his sculptures, and he would make. It is steel and it's metal.
Dang!
Wow!
And he would build these things. As a matter of fact, he would do the Bob McCoy Award at the Good Guys events, and it was usually something like that. He would also take commission to do those on someone's specific car.
Like if you had a car, he would redo your car.
Yeah, he would actually do your car on a model. Now that's not a small thing. That was probably about a foot and a half long.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Wow, it's not a kit. It's not some plastic thing he just assembled and painted. He actually
Not a
hand-formed
Revell
it.
model?
No, not at all. Not even an AMT or an Irwin.
So forgive me. What's it made out of? Is it
Steel, aluminum.
So he took a chunk of aluminum.
No, it's sheet metal. I mean, he'd
okay.
hammer out a body.
It's made out of America, Dynamite. That's what it is, America.
I understand what America is, Lucky. I just wanted to be, I didn't know if he got a block of aluminum and started.
No, he would actually take sheet metal and make the shapes.
Like some of these cars used to be made
Sure.
originally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wow. Amazing.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's very talented.
So unfortunately, we've lost Bob, and it's great. Yeah.
You see where it says Dogs Rule? Both of those.
Both of them.
Yeah, Dogs Rule.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's got lid in the back with the dog. That's the strange part. I don't understand that.
Maybe it's a really
well, he's
narrow
trying to get
car.
a side view.
Side
is
view,
what
so you
he's
don't
doing.
miss him out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. He wants everybody included in the picture.
Wow, that's something straight out of Disney's Cars,
Yeah.
right?
Almost,
Yeah.
Little Willie smiling at you there.
Yeah.
So Bob
Nice.
McCoy, unfortunately, we lost him too soon, and he passed away the end of September of this year.
Man. Well, a lot of great art he left behind, so
Yes,
that's
he
cool.
did.
A lot of good memories.
Good legacy.
Well, I think maybe Bob, that was a great American auto scene, and you know what? I never really knew about him. I'm going to actually do
a
some
little research?
Yeah, I'm going to
Sure.
Google him a little bit.
Yeah.
Googly, and I'm going to learn a little bit because you know what? There's a lot of interesting stuff I just was never exposed to. I think it would be kind of neat to see some of his art and some of the sculptures and
Yes.
find out where they
Yeah.
are now.
Yeah, especially the car sculptures. Holy cow.
Yeah, I like that. Now, I think it's time to switch gears because, you know, you were talking about those sculptures were pretty big, and something that's just a little bit bigger than this is a Volkswagen drag car. Don't you think,
Just a
Dynamite?
little bit bigger, Lucky. Yes, but why don't we go to line one and welcome Ron Fleming. Ron, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Well, thanks. How y'all doing?
We're doing great. How about yourself?
I'm fantastic. I'm really excited about a big weekend this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you've got a big event on tap at Irwindale, which is a great place to go see drag racing, by the way.
Fantastic, yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you got going?
It's the Pierside Parts Hot VWs. We call it the Spooktacular Drag Day. It's our Halloween celebration.
It sounds scary.
Yeah, it's actually a kind of a Triple Crown series. This is the third event, and these are the finals in all our pro classes, and especially the Powder Puff gals. You know, we all can't do without these women, and when these women go out there and race, they're fun to watch, and they put on a great show. It's the climax of actually a 3-day VW weekend. There's a big cruise night Friday night in the historic district on Main Street in Garden Grove.
Wow.
And Saturday at the Veterans Stadium is a big bus meet. There'll probably be 250 buses by the Orange County Transport owners. And then the Hot VW's Drag Day on Sunday. So if you have any kind of VW nut in your head, bring it out. We'll crack it this weekend.
Well, there you go. In fact, we're looking at a car right now, Ron, that's somewhat similar to Diana Mite's car.
That's Lance Gregory's old car. He sold that, though. Yeah.
You know,
Ron,
we
know Diana has a little latent VW bug in her.
That's
my notchback. I do love my little notchback.
You know, Ron, I have to ask you about Lance because he sold all his stuff and he said, I'm done with racing for now, and then the next thing I know, there was a chop top Volkswagen Bug. and no, I'm just fooling around. Next thing I know, he bought a little dually pickup truck, and I'm kind of wondering about how far away from racing he really is.
Yeah. I think he's very close. You know, he's a member of a team that they go to all VW races, the Silver Bucket team. So we've missed Lance, and I myself have called him up and said, "Come on, you know, we miss you." So we look forward to him coming back. One other thing I'd like to talk about, if I may, is we're running the next generation of VW racers, a little bracket at Irwindale. We're running junior dragsters.
Oh, cool.
And all the surnames are names of guys that, you know, pretty famous VW racers. Laufer, Sacchetti, Sheldon. Well, their kids are there in junior dragsters, so we have a little 8-car qualified field that we're going to run too.
Now, Ron, how do you get those Volkswagen motors in those junior dragster chassis?
They have to be. Well, I'd love to do that, you know, except I don't know about stuffing a bright-eyed little 12-year-old girl in here and say, here.
Right, or an 8-year-old little boy with his
here's
foot.
350 horsepower. Handle it.
Well, maybe you could just cut each motor into 4 pieces, and then you could do 4 junior dragsters. sponsors.
Yeah.
Now,
I actually have a dear friend of mine who's a journalist from England, Keith Zoom. He's coming over to drive my race car because when I put on an event, it's kind of like I don't race the event, so my car will be out there running with an Englishman in it.
Oh, wow. Will he be driving on the wrong side of the car?
Every time I go over there, he says, "You want to drive?" I go, "No."
Yeah, he'll be in the right
blame
lane. Yeah.
Now,
And the last thing I'd like to say is that Mr. Beck is my celebrity announcer for the Hot VW's Drag Day, and we're excited to
I
have
am
him
honored
there.
to be there.
So.
I'm
that's
gonna be
what we
honest. That's gonna be
heard.
great.
You know, we heard that you were going all out to make this the scariest event ever. And part of that plan, you've bought Bob up, and I think that's a wise move.
You scared him so bad his hair turned white.
Yeah. He may not admit it, but he has a little Volkswagen Bug in his history, too.
Right, yeah,
He does.
I'll send you a picture of the Beetle that I took sweepstakes with at
There
when
you go.
Canning used to do the indoor car shows.
You know, it's funny how many people have a Volkswagen in their closet.
Oh, my
yeah,
gosh,
yeah.
for sure. And you were speaking of Bob McCoy?
Yes.
I am appreciative of his artwork, too. I'm aware of it. And anybody that doesn't know, just Google him because it's fantastic.
Yeah, I got it. I never really knew about him, and now I'm all intrigued. I got to check it out.
Yeah, if you went to Good Guys Stuff, you became aware of it.
There's so much going on at those Good Guys events. You can't take it all in.
You were racing lucky.
Yeah.
That's what was going on.
Hey, Ron, of course you guys put on a great event, and we've been to many of your events, and I just
and you're
want...
sure welcome to come out there. Your name's at the gate at every one of our events.
You
And I
are
know
a
you're busy
sweetheart.
racing, but...
I appreciate that, and I do need to come out. I want to come out and see some stuff, and I'm trying to talk Diana Might into her making a pass in her notchback, but she's still
We'd love
fighting
that.
me on that deal.
That's my
We would
little.
love it.
That's my little show car. I'm not going to race that. I've got my race car to race lucky.
But Ron, you have show cars there too, right?
Oh, we do.
Well,
in a swap meet, and a
Right.
vendor.
Swap meet.
and if we weren't racing this weekend, Ron, at Fontana, we would definitely be there.
I appreciate that. I'd like to come see you early next year because there's big plans for next year. A lot of changes up, and if you don't mind, we'll come in and
Please.
when it works for you to talk BW stuff.
I think you should. I think you should come in. I think you should bring your wife next time because we always see her at these events and she is so nice and so pleasant. And I always have to ask her, "Are you sure you're married to Ron?"
Yeah.
There's Lucky flirting with another woman. Always right in front of me.
Well, I got to tell you that every time I get to see Diana, I realize why they named you Lucky.
There you go. There you go. See,
you're
he's
so
a smarter
sweet.
man than me, that Ron.
He is.
Well, Ron, we appreciate you calling in. And where's a website that people can go to get more information?
Bugin.com.
What is it?
Bugin.com.
Bugin.com. And like we
simple,
said, if you like racing, there's racing. If you like just looking at cool cars, you can do that too. Like this
Lime green,
it's
21
gorgeous.
window.
Yeah, they're not a van, they're a bus, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so this lime green bus, and there'll also be, vendors and booths and a swap meet. And we went one time and bought a whole bunch of stuff and had a great time. And there always seems to be some fun stuff too, like tiki stuff and
Yep.
all kinds of neat
It's a
stuff.
family deal. It's
Yeah.
a whole family deal.
So it's racing, showing, shining, swap meet, manufacturers midway.
Yeah. And they have the best swap meet for VW
Yeah.
stuff. They really do.
That's why Bob's the announcer. Do you hear that?
Yeah, and Bob
That-
Beck.
Man, I'm telling you.
You can go down there and meet Bob Beck in
Yes.
person.
That's
and,
right.
You know
That's
what?
exactly right.
He'll
I will
be
be
there.
live, yeah.
He'll be talking.
Live.
And you know what? I think that all you Volkswagen racers that has Speed Scene Live stickers on your car, and I know there's a bunch of you, make sure you point it out to Bob because, he doesn't always notice things. And
right, yeah.
I'm sure he'll talk about you.
And for those that want to put a gas sticker along with their Speed Scene sticker, I'll bring those with me.
Oh, excellent.
That sounds like a good party. Ron,
Yep.
thanks so much for calling in.
Yep. Gates open at 6, and I thank you very much for this opportunity, and I look forward to seeing you guys.
What time's racing start, Ron? I got to make sure I get there on time.
The racing starts at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Okay.
Drivers meeting at 9, racing right after.
All right, so I get to sleep late. Okay.
There you go. And that's bugin.com, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, bugin.com. Thanks, Ron. We'll talk to you later.
See you
Thank
Sunday.
you. See y'all.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, let's get that last commercial break out of the way, Bruce. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the NHRA Heritage Series. And we'll see if Diana Might's changed her mind about drag racing her Volkswagen Notchback.
I don't think so.
over half a century, Currie rear end components have been twisting out the torque and taking the punishment. And the new Currie lineup is stronger than ever. Some of the world's most capable, hardest working vehicles depend on Currie gears, which is why you can too. Street cars, hot rods and resto rods, drag cars, rock crawling 4-wheel drive vehicles, whatever you're piloting, Currie expertise and rock solid design means the parts will do their job, so you can do yours. Check out Currie's custom rear ends, featuring a full line of upgrades, components, and installation options. The Currie Crate rear ends lineup offers ultra-strong construction on third members and carrier assemblies. And other underside parts, like correct link steering systems, keep your four-wheeler pointed where you want it. Add in a wide variety of solid, purpose-built suspension and brake components, and you've got one tough, ready-to-go machine. Grab a hold of a Currie rear end. Talk to the experts at 714-367-2679 or view the complete line online at currieenterprises.com. Everyone in the armed forces that has served to defend our great country and our freedom, all of us here in the United States of America would like to offer our sincere appreciation for all that you do and all that you've done. To every family that has made a sacrifice for us, we thank you.
M&H Tires, makers of racing tires that give you the best bite for the buck. You've paid a lot for that horsepower. Make sure you use it all. M&H Tires has the best compounds available for maximum traction. Go to mandhtires.com. That's mandhtires.com. Buy direct and save at the website and mention the Speed Scene for a 5% discount. That's right, mandhtires.com. Call them at 661-324-4773. M&H Tires has tech guys ready to answer your questions or to recommend the best tire for you, slicks or DOT. M&H Tires has it all. M&H were the first to create racing tires for muscle cars and also the first to create racing tires for sport compact cars. Legendary M&H Tires. Shop online. Mention the Speed Scene and save 5%. Get the best racing tires, great personal service, and save 5%. Go to mandhtires.com or call them at 661-324-4773. MNHTires.com.
I'm Scotty Lumbert. I just won Lake Havasu, and you're watching Speed Scene Live.
Welcome back to Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Currie Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and thefote.com.
Welcome back to Speed Scene Live. Hi, I'm Hot Rod Bob Beck. We've got the lovely Diana Might over here. Oh, she looks so happy. And Lucky right alongside, who may not be so lucky tonight.
Hey.
And as always,
but he'll always be luckier than you, Bob.
Oh, that's true. And
ooh, that hurt.
That's off to it. No, not at all, actually. And right behind the controls, keeping everything done behind the cameras, it's Brucey.
And in case you hadn't noticed, I stayed completely out of that whole thing.
You just smiled and kept your mouth shut.
That's right, my mouth is shut.
Smart boy.
Hey, I want to let everyone know that just today I got the latest issue of Drag Illustrated magazine. It's got Ron Capps on the cover. And if you haven't had a chance to check this out, it's a beautiful, full-color, glossy, the nicest publication in the business, in my opinion. And, of course...
Where's it at, Lucky?
Oh, right here.
Shazam.
Oh, hey. You got the Currie Sportsman Spotlight. Look, there's a picture of me with Colt hanging out at Bowling Green. And here we are.
Can you focus in on that?
That's too much.
A little bright. We're getting a little glare there,
a little
Lucky.
reflection.
If you'd like to get a better look at the photo and maybe actually read the words, you could go to dragillustrated.com and you could check it out. I'm going to throw a link up on the Facebook, the Speed Scene Live Facebook page pretty soon. So you'll be able to check it out. But it's right here in the new Drag Illustrated, the Curry Sportsman Spotlight, where I talk about the life and times of being a little guy. And then on the cover, they put one of the big guys, Ron Capps.
Sure, and that's
You know?
a good picture of him. A nice little side view.
Yeah. Look at he looks all happy and stuff, you know.
Well, he's got a sponsor, Napa, right there on his shirt.
Yeah, I think he was making fun of John Force right there, saying, I've got a sponsor.
Stop it.
Hey, Robert Height, who's paying your bills next
Stop
year?
it, Lucky.
Oh, you can't say that?
No, you can't.
Papa John, yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I got
Papa
distracted.
John? Papa John's going to be paying his bills?
Yeah, John Force.
Oh, I thought they got that pizza
No,
sponsorship.
no.
Yeah, you know that guy is into cars. He sold his Camaro, then he went back and he found it and paid a couple $100,000 to get it back.
Yeah.
Hey, I'd like to be the guy that had that Camaro.
It's a mid-'70s Camaro, that's for sure.
Yeah. So,
Oh, Bob just saw himself on camera.
Oh, my gosh.
Quick, call 911.
Yeah, I'm all burnt up.
Let's try that instead. That's
there we go.
that's all
Yeah.
green though. That's not going to do much better.
That matches the shirt.
Diana might.
Yes, Lucky.
Les just posted the video of him interviewing you and me on the
he
phone.com.
did. You know what? Yes, Les and Bonnie. It was so nice seeing them both at the Hot Rod reunion, and they came and they kept us company. Bob, I think they made you some cookies, didn't they?
Oh man, does he make killer
I
cookies
thought
or
you
what?
looked a little heavy today.
Yeah, a little extra.
Bag of
Yeah,
cookies,
yep. I did sneak up to the tower and I snagged just one. How many did you have, Bob?
I lost count, but
Yeah.
they were good. They were healthy. They were oatmeal.
That's got to be good.
Yeah.
There's no downside there.
Yeah, there was no
it's
sugar in those, not at all.
Oh no.
But yeah, so that's on your Facebook page, Lucky. I believe it's on mine as well.
I think so. Yeah. Someone just posted a link to Drag Illustrated on the
cool.
Fote.com.
They're so sweet.
Yeah, and you know what? If you've never visited the Fote.com, this is a great opportunity.
Yes.
I'm talking to people on the Crew Updater through the whole show. Every week, the whole Fote Army gets together, and we all do the show together, and it's a lot of fun.
We really don't want the audience to think that you're actually ignoring them when you're looking down at your computer. You're actually just responding to people on the air, right?
I'm just talking to another audience, you know? I mean, it's
We're voting.
Exactly. Well, you know what? I think it's almost the top of the hour, so we better get to that. What's going on?
Hey,
right?
Diana, before we do, I want to mention that last week at the Hot Rod reunion, John Hale, Nitro Funny Car driver, went to the final round. You remember he called in to the show last week. He was testing a brand new Aeromotive fuel pump that is legal for the Nostalgia Nitro Funny cars, and he went all the way to the final round. Now he got beat out by Dan Horan, but it was a real close race. It was a 572 to a 579. Obviously, that Aeromotive fuel pump is working really well.
Yeah, absolutely, to get him there.
Yeah, so
and he lost to the champion too. I mean, you got to give Dan Horan credit for that one.
You do. You got to give him credit.
Wow.
And but the new Aeromotive pump worked like a charm. So that was the good news. Getting a runner-up, that's pretty cool. But I know John Hale. He likes to win. He's a very serious competitor. So
Yeah, but he's a great guy too. We had a nice conversation with him, and he brings a whole team of people with him. And he's just a down-to-earth good guy.
that's right. Now we can do what's going on.
Okay. And where's my music? There you go. What's going on? It's brought to you by Curry. Curry Racing Rear Ends, as well as Hedman Hustler Headers and Aeromotive. Hey, let's not forget M&H Tires and LAT Oil, Lucky.
That's right. And next time you see the Hot Rod out there, stop by the pit, check out the Novas. They look really nice.
Yeah, just, bend down, look at my rear end. Tell me what you think, guys.
Hey. Do we have to wait till then, or can we do it now?
It's only at the racetrack.
you're gonna have to show up.
And it's one of the few places I'll let you actually touch my rear end.
Okay, then.
Okay.
Because I've got a rack of them in the booth.
We want to let
rack, did you say?
everybody know that NMCA at Fontana. That's going to be October 24th through the 26th. See the fastest Pro Mod cars on the planet, like our friend Joe Lapone and his 5-second purple Duster. Come on down and watch us race and visit the Curry Hedman Aeromotive booth in the Vendors Midway. Pick up a free Speed Scene Live sticker for your car. Hey, if you ask me, I'll go ahead and apply it myself.
Oh, that's awesome. Nice, nice. Hey, we will also be at the NHRA Las Vegas National Event. That's October 29th through November 2nd, representing Aeromotive Fuel Systems, plus Curry Rear Ends and Hedman Headers. You know, Aeromotive is the title sponsor, and the owner of the company, the president of the company, Steve Matusak, will be racing a Pro Mod at the event. They're going to be filming for that, new Pro Mod TV series that they've been putting on. Okay. And I think he's number 5 in points right now.
I think that's going to be on Sunday. We're actually recording it since we're going to be at the races, Lucky.
Well, maybe we could get Steve to come on the show or do an interview for Speed Scene Live. And he's sponsored by a tequila company, so I've got a lot of questions to ask him.
Oh, yeah. To have another one. You just want him to come in and Donnie to come in and bring that electric blender. We'll have another little party.
Bring a bottle of tequila, Donnie's blender. Hey, Bob, you're going to be at SEMA right afterwards, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going up to SEMA on Tuesday right after that race, and it's going to be a week-long, well, not quite a week, but a 4 days of nothing but the aftermarket in products. You're going to have tires, wheels, everything for the hot rod, everything for the muscle car, the race car, the latest, the greatest. And I know a lot of the OEMs like Ford and General Motors are going to be there, and they're going to give cars to people to build for that show. So it's got to be a car show as well as the parts, but you got to be an industry insider. You got to be in the industry to get there. I'm going to be there too.
Well, you don't have to be an industry insider to check out the new SEMA Ignites. That'll be Friday the 7th, and it's open to the public. And I'm not exactly sure. It's somewhere downtown in the Strip area, but it's going to be open to the public. They're going to have a ton of cars, booths. They're bringing a lot of the people from the SEMA show directly over. And
aren't they going to have like a little parade from the SEMA show to this event?
Yeah. So I think they're going to go like right down the main drag.
Cool.
It's going to be a neat deal. This is the first year ever. So if you can't get into the SEMA show, well, Friday night, you'll be able to hang out right there and check out a lot of the action at SEMA Ignites. It's a brand new deal.
November 29th, March Race Madness at Verona heads up to best 2 out of 3, and it's going to be Lucky taking on Wilson Racing. Oh. Yes, sir. It's going to be the Red Nova against the Purple Nova.
Now, Diana, I don't want to do any trash talk because the Wilson race team isn't here. They got to represent their own.
So, are they coming in next week, Lucky? When are they coming in?
I think in a couple weeks we're going to bring them in
Mo's kind of a big guy and so is Randy, so I'd be real nice on my next few words I say if I were you.
Well, they're both very talented racers, very well respected in Southern California, and they have a beautiful car. And, of course, Mo painted the 66 Nova that I drive, so I got nothing but good things to say about Mo. And Randy does the driving, and Mo's the crew chief, so.
Well, Randy's still a newlywed, so he might be off on that lolly-la.
That's right.
I'm a newlywed.
That's right.
And so he may not be focusing on the lights. He might be thinking about his new bride.
He's probably not getting much sleep right now because they're in that honeymoon phase, where you get up every morning, you just got like a half hour of sleep, you're going back to work.
Why did he just get a half hour of sleep, Lucky?
Because he was studying the Bible.
That's what it was.
Yeah. That's what I call it.
Studying something.
Okay. And hey, now this is stuff going on. And of course, there's all kinds of stuff happening all year. And at the top of the show, we mentioned the March meet at Bakersfield. And of course, that's not till March of next year, but you can buy tickets now. You can enter your race car now, like Diana Might and I did.
And what happens? First come, first serve. Better pit spot.
Better pit spot. You get all your credentials out of the way. This sells out every year. So it's going to sell out even earlier this year because now people can
to get in earlier.
Get on earlier.
Right, right,
So
exactly.
it's a great race. It's sponsored by Good Vibrations, and there's a lot going on at the Bakersfield track. They've got a new tower being built. There's all kinds of activity.
Wow.
So I expect the March meet to be huge this year.
Oh, yeah.
Why not be a part of it?
That's right.
Right. Okay, there you go.
I'd be there.
Well, Bob, you're going to
Yes.
be at Irwindale this weekend.
Yes.
Anything else in the hopper?
I'm going on the Love Ride on Saturday. They've actually asked about 5 or 6 of us from our car club, the Road Kings, to be part of the Love Ride.
Isn't that the motorcycle ride with Jay
That's the
Leno?
motorcycle ride with Jay Leno, but they've asked us to bring some of our cars in, so I'm going to be out there with a coupe.
They want somebody at the front of the pack to, open up traffic for them
Open
as
up
they
the
come
traffic.
through.
Yeah. That's it. So we'll do that. We're going to do that on Saturday, and then Sunday down to Irwindale for the Hot VW Spooktacular.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Man.
Bruce, how about you? Are you just going to be working yourself to death? Or are you going to go do something fun?
I seem to have like 9 cars in the shop right now. I want to go do something fun with a car.
Yeah, you ought to do that.
When was the last time you guys saw that Lincoln roll? Well, we never saw it roll.
never saw it roll. But
I know.
I always
did
see
take
it
it to-
parked.
Yeah, you did take it to Glendale.
And that was the last time. That's over 3 months ago, Bob.
Well,
That's
look
the
at all the
last
gas
time
you
it
saved.
moved. Well, yeah, look at all the gas.
Yes. Well, my new little toy is actually running again, thanks to Lucky. I have a nice new Posi Traction in my little toy, and for those of you that know what it is, I'm having fun in it.
Oh, you gotta have fun. One of these days, maybe a ride, maybe.
One of these days.
One of these
Maybe.
It is a Ford product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope
It's okay.
springs eternal in the heart of me.
I want to thank Bobby Cottrell for calling in. Ron Dog Fleming, always good to hear from him. He's such a well-respected Volkswagen guy. Next week, we're going to be coming back. We should be okay. We won't be all exhausted from all the festivities at the... Oh, wait a minute. NMCA's this week.
We'll be manning the booth and racing, Lucky, so we'll be doing double time.
I'm going to need to take some antacids, some Airborne, and some Geritol all at the same time.
Hey, boys and girls, don't forget to wash your hands. Ebola's out there looking for you.
Oh, yeah. I love
Hey,
it.
does Geritol mix with tequila? I need to know.
Okay, that's enough. Take
right.
it away, Bruce.
From Ebola to other E words like Encore. Coming up next, the rerun of the show, and we'll be back next week with a live one right here.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and TheFoat.com.